Hi guys. I know my hair, right? It's Sunday morning. Da 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 da. Croaky. It's morning. I'm exhausted, but not as exhausted as yesterday. That's kind of a good thing, isn't it? So I've been sleeping so good. It's like a spider. I've been sleeping so amazing, actually. So I don't know why. But maybe that's a sign that what's happening to me, for me, is meant to happen. Yeah? Has to be. Anyway, I'm just so much more chill. I sleep good. And I'm getting more and more rested because I've been resting. So, as in resting, as in actually resting. You know how you can be, and you guys who are all not well and have to rest know if you're stressed and you're resting, you're not resting. Your body can be still, but your body can exhaust yourself by stress. So, not good for my condition. I have, if anyone's new to my channel, I have twin 2Q syndrome, and basically, there's a lot of fatigue and conditions I have with it. It's great. I love it. Anyway, I've been watching one of my favorite YouTubers, one of my favorite. I always, my biggest favorites are the ones I've discovered first. It's just how I am with my autism. It's like, no one can replace that one or that one. Like, yeah, although many disappeared and didn't appear to be who I thought they were personally. Whereas, no, the first one I discovered, another Aussie, no, she's the real thing, as in she's real, real, real. If you know, you know what I mean. Okay, the real people in life. So, anyway, I'm just so inspired. And I was saying to Matt how if my Auntie Sue, my mum, were listening to my dreams that I talk about right now, actually makes me quite sad. Oh my God. Um, my auntie Sue had two boys, so naturally, she loved having me around, and we talk about fairies. And she was, back in the day, she was the perfect auntie, just like my other aunties. I can't fault any auntie I've had. They were so good to me and gave me such a great auntie experience. That's all I can explain it, right? But I guess I just had more time with this auntie, which is kind of sad because, I loved my other aunties as well and would have preferred to have all of them around a lot. But, it happens. Like one of my aunties, because my uncle, which is my mum's brother, is in the Air Force, they had to move over east and they never really came back. They spent a lot of time up north as well. But basically, yeah, like the life she's got is what I want now. It's so sad but they would laugh at me. They'd be like, what? Like, this is just not what you show. And it's like, it's because I can't live it, is why you're not going to see it. So I think people need to remember that about people. I'm going to talk about it in a modern day survival thing. Modern day survival, people become what they feel they have to be to survive in the world. And I know we talk a lot about us in the NDS having to do that. We have to conform, and there's no choice on that. We can't complain, there's no choice on that. We just have to go along with everything, whether it's good or bad or a mixed bag, whatever, right? It's not just us. The whole world is really trapped, really, into roles of what they have to do. And it's not really. If you sat with them and said, right, no, stop talking superficial, stop. I want you to go philosophical here right now. Philosophical. What's your dream life? And this is like we did as an exercise when I was doing a bridging course at TAFE, which I didn't need to do, but did it for the purpose, so young ones listen up, to choose my career path. Because I had no idea. I was 22. I didn't know what I wanted to be. So what I want to be? Like, well, I know I want to help people or animals, something. But the only thing was like veterinary stuff. And I'm like, no, I don't want to see sick animals. I'll just cry all day. Anyway, I ended up doing the Save the Humans side of life. Don't regret it at all, because I really worked out about the human. Because as an autistic, sorry, it's an inside joke for autistics. Most of us girls study psychology. Yeah, and basically that's the direction I went. But yeah, like we just are who we feel. We have to make the most of whatever all of us are given, right? And we do. Well, not the pessimists of the world. They'll always just be, that's or they're like, that person screwed me over. Like it's people go either which way. They get bitter, they get angry, they get miserable. I don't know. Everyone has a choice on how they react to what happens to them. I do believe in that. Doesn't mean that if you've had time in your life or you've had patches of you don't really think your behavior was great, that's normal. Okay. We're all fuck up sometimes. All of us. And if you say you're not, you're narcissistic. Just in case you wanted to know that. If you say you have an answer for everything, then you're just narcissistic. You guys know what I'm talking about, because I bet you guys know a ton of them in your life, and you're going, They're always like, I could do that. I could do anything. Not really. We can't do anything, but look, I'm not going to shame the overconfident, because I'm one of them. I'm always someone that's like, I'll learn. Teach me. I want to know. I want to know everything. I want to know how to use a chainsaw. Go for it. Can I build a house? Yes, I'm in. Teach me. Let's go. How do you do the bricks? I want to do that. Shh, 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 shh. Used to watch my dad do it and go, he's OCD. Really OCD. My mum and my dad, that's where I get it from. Both OCD. And I'm just like, what? How do you do that? It's very clever. I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to in front of the guys and just go, yeah, I've been doing that since I was 6. And not really. And just taking the piss out of them, I'm a shit stirrer. Yes, I'm a fun person to work with. I'm always one of the naughty ones. Barbara can vouch for that. She's out there somewhere. She is one of the most awesome souls in the planet. Okay, because in the universe, because there's more than Earth. Stop biting my buttons. We've been doing this all morning, and we've had this conversation. Peter Alexander will be very mad at you. He'd be like, "You're eating my buttons? How dare you?" So anyway, this girl is like sewing, and she's living on the land in a tiny house, and she swims in the stream with her pet duck. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, she can be naked. She can be naked. There's just bush around her, you see. Her mum's a hippie. My mum stopped being a hippie. My auntie stopped being a hippie. I lost everything that I was trained to do. That's now clicked in. Wish they would be laughing at me right now. They would be laughing at me. The girl who wanted everything that was brand new and said one day, when I grow up, I'm going to buy it from the shop. I'm not going to make it. And here I am. Yes, I've got things from a shop because, guys, I never had that as a kid. I wasn't a kid that had everything brand new just handed to me. It was op shop. It was DIY. It was even my bedroom furniture. Like, my stepdad brought me home a desk from his work and I painted it pink. He bought me, well, he got from like some kind of garage sale because my mum and my stepdad used to go to garage sales, but because my mum, I guess that still carries that little hippie side of her. But they brought home a chest of drawers that was kind of a vanity, painted it pink. I said to my stepdad, because he goes, "Do you want to paint it?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "I guess white." I said, "Nah, pink." He's like, "Oh, okay." My wish came true. He was very good like that. He just went, "Okay, it's gonna be pink." It was this pink. I had a desk and so, and then I put my little things that I would get for my birthday on there that were brand new. Not touch them. Yes, I had posters on my wall. Backstreet Boys. All of the dorky singers of the I guess it's 80s, like, because by the time, it's up at the 90s, I'm pretty much, look, I was still a teenager in 90s, well, 1991, so I don't really relate to being a teenager in the 90s. I was really a teenager in the 80s, guys. And, the bubble skirts and the frill skirts, and, excuse me, I remember going to camp in my bubble skirt. And we had an SAS dude with our phys ed teachers and all of that. Because, of course, phys ed teachers are all into this camping thing. And all the other teachers, but they were the leading of the activities and all the rest of it. But we had an SAS guy to help us do, I guess, outdoor activities, right? I don't know where they got him from. Somewhere. Obviously had connections. And he was definitely an SAS guy. Well, all of us girls were like, "Geez, he's just pure muscle." That's pretty cool. He's to be old, so not old, but like to us is our age group, right? But basically, it's like I step out the bus. He goes, "Oh, you're not going to survive." I looked at him. I'm like, He does not know that one has grown up on self-sufficient homes. One does not know that I grew up as a hippie. One does not know anything about me. That I can camp rough. Okay? I've slept on the front lawn with my friends through most of my teen years at that point. Okay? And yes, woken up to sprinklers, like literally turning on us and waking us up. Okay, sleeping bags, pillows. Let's get back inside and just crash in the lounge room with wet sleeping bags and pillows. I had neighbours. We used to do that. It was such fun. And the evening activity was hopping in the dad's car on the CB radio. That's a farm kid thing. Such fun. Yeah. Hello. What are you doing? Like, I still mess around listening in on maps. And then I get these truck drivers going, "Who's that fuckwit?" And I'm like, "That'll be me." Okay, I'm a shit stirrer, okay? But I was trying to like just make them make their day. They travel our food, our clothes, all our Kmart shit, man. To WA. Let's show some appreciation for our truck drivers. Guys, if in Australia, truck drivers are our big source. We're a big land, less people to land. We have trucks traveling everywhere, all of the time, all around our country, across the Nullarbor, which is right in the centre, kind of off centre though. But you know what I mean? It's a big deal, truck drivers here, and we should respect them. And they're pushed to their limits, to be honest. I think it's quite disgusting. Anyway, a bit like farmers. But basically, yeah, it's just crazy to want what I was raised to want. And then I strayed But I came back, 20 years ago to wanting these things, but the Australian government's banned these things. This girl is only lucky because her parents own acreage, they have a house, and she's just got to be able to build her tiny home on the property basically, and have some of her own animals, etc., and have the trees and privacy to do what she wants to do. She's on a kind of a stream, and this is in Queensland, and darling, like quite high up in Queensland, not really really high, but more of far north Queensland, not Gold Coast or anything, Brisbane area. Stop, Max. He's eating my buttons. You're not going to. Off you go. It's not a self-soothe to sleep thing. I'll tickle your belly. So basically, yeah, it's just funny how things are full circle and they come around, and I'm like, people don't realize. So anyway, this camp thing, this dude was like, underestimated me. Now look, the orienteering, yes, we failed. We totally failed. But I really got into it, and I think he learned that I wasn't an idiot. I remember sort of saying something because, you know, boy, I was such the kid that when I found my voice, I think the immaturity of that wasn't a good thing, but to people that actually are, I guess, not got to stick up their ass and they actually accept authenticity, really really liked it. But I just remember like dinner time, cooking our dinner at the campfire. Well, we were trying to still get our fire started because I had to let the others do it too, and I was so frustrated because I've been lighting a fire for my bath when I would go to Auntie Sue and Uncle Ray's self-sufficient property in Prongerups. We'd have to light the fire before we could have a warm bath. Warm bath. Getting it hot was hard, but we did get it hot. But we did light the fire. It's like Uncle Ray's like, go on, get the fire going, get the kindling, get it going. And we didn't have those little cubes of inflammatory speech problems, neurology, inflammatory little things that had like, you know, whatever, lighter fluid, whatever you call it. I don't know what you call that stuff. I grew up with lanterns, man. I grew up with lanterns. Walking around as a little kid to my bedroom with my lantern. Because most of the time in Denmark, the power's off. Okay, when the power goes off in Denmark, it's not a thing of, oh no, oh my gosh, where's the candles? No, it's like, okay, well, let's light the candles and just sit around and we'll either play a board game or chat. It was normal, expected. No one blinked an eye. It was like, well, no point blinking in the dark. Sorry. However, it wasn't good for me because I was a child with 22Q with the fear. I used to scream. Power goes out. It's that initial darkness. And then like, oh God. Put the light on. Put a candle on, I should say. She's gone nuts. But yeah, I remember going to bed with a lantern, putting it by my bedside table, and they would turn it down. And then, of course, when I'd be asleep, because I would not sleep in darkness, fear and anxiety, 22Q, then they would turn it off. And then they ended up having to have night lights for me, though. Yes, I was one of those kids. And I'm an adult that needs a night light. That's how I am. So, I mean, of course, it's a lot more of a darkness than childhood, you know. But yeah, at the end of the day, I lived that life and I want it back. I've felt it. I used to think we weren't getting the great end of the stick, you know. I used to think the city kids had it all, you know. They got the cinemas. They get brand new clothes. Lots of clothes. They have fancy shops. They have everything. They get to eat packet food. You know, they get to eat packet food. Food that comes in packets that make sounds that are like, oh, that sounds yummy. Whatever's in that's probably yummy. So basically, yeah, and here I am trying to get back to my roots. My roots. I remember the day we drove into the town to live. We hit a bird and I screamed. And they knew they had to bury that bird to shut me up. That's a conservationist town, Denmark. I fit. Spiritually. That is my town. Right. That's it. Buttons are covered. Look at this. You little shit. No, this is my princess blanket. I've got the princesses on this one. This is from Shein. Special. This goes around my neck and whatever at night time. I highly recommend in winter because I don't know if you've got anyone else that's got a bad neck. Keep it warm. I have neck socks as well. They're like a thing that you put around your neck. Anyway, so I want to go back to that. But she's a little bit more... I mean, it could be narcissism or it could be like I'm just comfortable with who I am. But she has pictures on her wall of her naked. She's got a naked portrait, half of her. So it's just the boobies and her face. It's like, in your own home. And then there's one of her standing on the stream naked fully. It's like, okay. There's even a pot in her house that's got naked people on it. Now look, I'm all for, if I had a place like that, I would be naked. Screw the clothes. It's so annoying. It depends on the weather. Don't get me wrong. The weather's got to be that nice, I don't know, the room temperature weather. That's what I would call it. Give me a nice dry, I don't know, cloudy 30-degree day without any, but with just enough wind to keep you cool. Okay, and I'm happy. I can just go naked, do everything. Freedom. They used to be like, that's not what my family used to do, just to let you know. I mean, I don't know what they did when we weren't there. That's just there. I don't know. I don't care. But if any of you have European heritage, you know that nakedness in the household is just whatever. It's not something that's rude. Okay, it shouldn't always be seen in a sexualized way. I think that's just immature, and a lot of us are. But it is. If you've got a European link, you would have experienced like that kind of attitude in your household. Nudity is, don't make someone feel ashamed of being nude. And it's true. Okay, nudity is nothing to be ashamed of. It is not it's how we were born. It's organic. You like your organic vegetable. Okay. Let's not talk about organic vegetables at the same time. But it is organic. Let it all hang out. Maybe that's how we're meant to be. Are clothes toxic on our skin? Probably. The dyes in the clothes, are they touching the skin? Are they healthy? Are they cancer causing? We have no idea. My auntie used to say all the time, oh no, you can't use that. That's chemicals. And I'd be like, why are you so afraid of chemicals? I mean, everyone uses them. It's so stupid. That's what I used to be like as a kid, right? Or a teenager, predominantly, because the complex thoughts, right? And she'd be like, no, Kevin, that's really, really bad. That's really... And I'm like, this is ridiculous. And now, she's right. 1000% right. Those cards that I was told to hand make, I'm still hand making things for people. I've done that for my 2 neighbours who showed a lot of kindness recently towards me with things like the fire evacuation and just not being well. And I thought, you know what, I've got like these little knick-knack things that I have made of resin that I've just got too much beautiful things that I like to give them away, right? And it's been long overdue. I mean, one of my neighbours, this neighbour, I've been meaning to do this for her when I last lived here, and I never did it because she's always so kind. She's just like our friend, and it's really nice to have a friend that's out of the disability world too, because sometimes you can be made to feel so like disability is the focus, you know? And it's just nice to have normal people that aren't facing disability just around, just to talk about random stuff, you know? So I've given her a present. And then also the lady that helped me having a seizure downstairs in the fire evacuation outside, because she's an epileptic. She's like, I know how this feels. I know how this feels. She was beautiful. So I've left 2 gifts on their doors last night as I was making my resin pieces. So I've made 2 pieces. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But yeah, basically I've left prezzies for them. So I really hope that they like it. That's my love language. And I've even got a present for someone else at the door. So that's ready to go. But no, I made a soap dish, which is for my bathroom because I already had one, but that's with the bath now, and I needed one for the basin because I have pump soap, but I sometimes like the good old-fashioned bar soap. Nothing beats the good old-fashioned bar soap. Sir's here to show you. It's so pretty.
How we going?
It's quite pink. I mean,
Are you surprised? Pink and glitter and Dyan. It kind of like goes hand in hand.
so this has got a dip in it. I don't know if you can. Yeah, you should be able to see.
Concave.
It's concave, exactly. Now I know you might think, well, that might get all mushy. No, shake out your soap, dudes. Let it drip. Then put it there.
You're a drip.
No, it's just called like. I'm going back to my roots, you see. Now, when I was living in Denmark, it wasn't foreign to turn up to a friend's place, wash your hands in their bathroom after you've gone to the toilet, and literally there's just like a little square bit of wood like this. Like it wouldn't look like this, but a square bit of wood that the soap sits on. That was normal. It's the Denmark way, right? So this is the thing. I want to go back to that. But guess what? Isn't it funny? God, not. Why does it cost us money to be free? I want to live on the land. I want ducks. I want chickens. I want goats.
Llamas.
I want to build my own home. I want to make it like my Auntie Sue did. Oh my gosh, Uncle Ray, Auntie Sue made it so unique-y, so pretty, so just there's just so many things. You know, I just want to go out and pick the flowers and put it in a vase and say, what a beautiful day. Okay, grow my own fruits and vegetables, and be out in the bush with my animals. Have lots of dogs and cats, right?
It is pretty
It's
nice.
pretty. It's just curing still. So if I actually like, I don't know,
Scored it.
yeah, did something with a hard item on it, it would make a mark. So even when your resin, if you're new to resin, it feels like it's ready, but it's not. If I actually got a knife, I'd probably make an indent. Whereas if this is cured, you would only get a scratch if you did that. So, but yeah, it's looking super cute. So I've got 2.
Other one is coming on along, but it is a deep pour resin.
Yeah, the different resin I used for other. So the other one was a
1.2 litres.
So it's a love heart. It's got leaves. My neighbour gave me some of her crafting stuff because she had an injury and she was stuck. And she's like, isn't it funny how we all get into the arts and crafts when we become like disabled or when we slow down or but that was actually another ethic thing. That's, you know, the unsaid rules of Denmark. It's they don't want to know like what your bank balance is. They're like, what do you do? What's your hobby? Not what you do as a job only.
What's your interest?
What's your hobby?
Skills?
Like, what's your talent kind of thing? We all have a talent, right?
Exactly.
But with
and yours is performing.
this, yeah, well, lot of my family are good at that, actually. I'm not the only one.
It's a
I'm
good
actually
redirection of
one
your energies.
Yeah, but the other piece I made has got beautiful see-through white pretend leaves.
Well, like a filigree type leaf.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I've got fake plastic, but they look real.
Heads of flowers.
Heads of flowers in different colours. It's got a nice... What's the beep?
It was squeaking.
Ah, a nice mixture
The
of
bed needs
colours.
a service.
So it's about that thick, really thick, and it's a love heart. So this is
What else did you put in though?
Tea.
But what else did you put in?
Or
you added something else extra.
Coming over.
The keys.
Oh, and then I put some keys in there to be a little Alice in Wonderlandy. I've got like a jar of like miniature
very
old
steampunk,
fashioned...
really, if you think about it. That sort of stuff.
No, the old-fashioned keys.
Excuse me, Mister.
Okay. Like I said, I'm going back to my roots.
Yeah.
I've even bought, for the decoration of my kitchen, of that centre bench, an old-fashioned coffee grinder with a drawer in it.
Are we going off grid, are we, honey?
Oh, I can't afford it.
I know.
I can't afford it.
Yeah.
I
Can't
mean,
afford
I
to
love
live
my
the way
home,
that we want to live.
But, you know,
Look at this.
I'm the kind of person that I can do this,
Look at this.
absolutely. But
Say
I'm
hello
just
to the
saying,
people.
I can live off grid so long as it suits my disability, of course, guys. I do have a lot of disability needs that have to be taken into account, unfortunately. So for me, living without electricity is just not something I could do. But I'm just saying, like, if I had the chance. But I was explaining how, as a little kid, when the power went out, it's normal.
Absolutely.
You never used to go, oh my God, because, well, luckily the light of the fire gave us light. And then the candles are ready to go, like the one I've got there. That's why I have that there, because it just reminds me of Denmark. Nana or mum or whatever, just go around and light all the candles.
Well, it's a sensible thing to happen if the grid does go down, that you do have alternative sources of light.
You know what? I used to love it
power,
because it was like,
cooking.
you know, Nana would be like, okay, well, like, I think they had some method of boiling water, obviously. I think it's because it's gas based, wasn't it?
Cooking with gas.
But basically, she would get us snacks and things like that. So it was actually quite fun. Like, I used to actually look forward to it a little bit because it was like, we're going to get some extra, like, snacks and maybe a second supper. Because supper for us was done at night time. So supper is a thing that's in between dinner time and bedtime, right in the middle.
That seems like a lot of excuses for a lot of food, if you ask me.
That's what Pat and I
I'm
said.
just saying.
So chocolate cake, slice of chocolate cake, hot Milo.
Saved your life.
And then bedtime was not long after that, I guess, for us kids. But yeah.
You never sleep. What are you talking about? You're autistic ADHD.
Like, no, I used to sleep there.
Oh, there, did you?
At that age group, no, I was actually quite good at that age group. I don't know how that was, but I did not have sleep problems in a certain period of time there.
Well,
no idea whether it was a growing thing, whether it was just a calmer environment. I actually was more in a stable environment. Whereas going forward, it was a very coming to the city I didn't cope with, guys. As you can imagine, being an autistic, it's a very different world. Extremely
a transition
different world.
From small sleepy country town to fast action, mass impact.
But basically, I used to remember walking to bed with a lantern. That was me. And those old-fashioned 90s, because my mum's Catholic. Well, no, not anymore. Not anymore.
No one out the door.
Second marriage, she decided no, because they wouldn't marry her. Look, I think it's quite a funny story. I don't think my mum should be ashamed of that, but I just think it's funny going to the Catholic priest and asking to get married again.
Yeah, that went down well. Not.
So basically, she's not a Catholic anymore, which is sad because I still have those beliefs.
She's not a hippie anymore, either.
I'm not a hippie.
No.
Hippie is my true being, because that
the essence of your soul.
That made me, guys. Those people, that was my impressionable years, and those women made me, as well as the men in my life made me who I am. My Uncle Ray challenged me a lot with my disability.
Also autistic.
Also autistic, in the sense of, because everything was so much harder for me, I'd be like, and I'd give up, and he wouldn't let me. And I think that I wouldn't be like I am without him. But the sad thing is, and this is what I'm going to say, and this was an epiphany I had with you yesterday, and I told you. The reason why the over-labeling and us that are really struggling with autism or Tourette's or IDD, GDD, the reason why we're not acknowledged is because they took away the name retardation, which I know because it was used as a slur. But let's take out the slur. Let's put in it as a medical terminology. Let's take away the negative slur of it being used inappropriately for harm. If it was a label for a medical thing, when they took it away, sadly, for those of us that got put back into mainstream, they thought that was a fantastic idea, but then give us special ed, but we're still part of mainstream. So I was still picked on for being a special education kid, but I did other classroom things like you do science with your class, art and phys ed, and then your good morning and your after morning sort of whatever's the activities that you do, the light activities, kind of like an introduction and an exiting activity, and then sometimes like you say, music class. So basically you could fit in and you learnt to be like the normal kids, as in masking. Okay. And I believe that for the generation starting from the X generation and up, that's why we're all suffering, because no one's actually acknowledging the fact that we do have brain damage. It's not something to be ashamed of. It is not within our control, and everyone has it for different reasons. Who knows what the reasons are? There are so many medical reasons why someone can end up with a neurological condition or be born with a neurological condition. I was born with one because my brain probably didn't form.
Well, you've got multiple neurodevelopmental conditions. 22q, 11.2 deletion syndrome is a neurodevelopmental
But I'm just saying how sad it is that we get treated as being a bad performing normal person.
I know, when you're
because we are so good at pretending to be like the normal kids, or conditioned, ABA'd, just by proxy of being around normal kids in the playground. Okay? We watch them. Okay, that's how you have to do that. Yeah, I can do that. And we practice and practice. So that's actually gone against us though, because the normies look at us and go, but no, you are weird, but no, you could be changed because you're so similar to the normies. They don't know that the brain's going, I've still got dyslexia. And that's not gone.
Doesn't go away.
People think that because you learn to study with dyslexia to the point of university that maybe my dyslexia is gone. It's not gone. And in fact, it's come back with my further brain damage of lack of oxygen because of my seizures and because of all of the things that I've had happen to my body, right? But basically, I'm just saying, like, it's actually gone against us. And now we need labels to tell people to say, I have, and I'm going to use this word, it's not a slur, I have retardation, and I've had further retardation with some of the conditions I've got now.
Yeah, because they do.
Fact.
Lack of oxygen to the brain.
Fact.
The damage of the neurology from multiple seizures. And you've had over
Now, there's underlying reasons for it. I do believe we're all born with an underlying reason. I was born with 22q. 22q is a failure to thrive. I was a premature baby as well. My brain would not be the same formation of a normal brain.
Well, it's not. And there's a lot of your midline structures are not formed correctly. Your synaptics, the connective tissues, the whole lot is not working. So it's just sad. 3 million DNA building blocks, just gone.
I think that in the previous years before, say, my generation, when they segregated schools, okay, I'm not saying that's a bad thing because it's I'm talking about how they did it then. They segregated in a negative way, but that's how come those kids never looked or appeared normal or as adults, because they were never socialized. They were never socialized with the normal people. And that is a bad thing. You shouldn't segregate and say, well, you don't fit with us because you've got something wrong with you.
You're still a human.
No, you don't have something wrong with you. You're perfectly imperfect and you fit everywhere. And that's why acceptance is so damn important. It's why I'm here.
That's it.
because I am equal to everyone, and so are you with a disability. But I'm sad that the normies are punishing us for actually having a better experience, therefore a better outcome, and then punishing us for it when we fail.
Still forgetting that you have.
Because when we fail, they forget that we still have.
You are still autistic, ADHD, OCD,
the retardation,
with Tourette's, neurological conditions, and a genetic condition
just
that
saying,
forms all that.
Just think about that. Let me know what you think, because that's my theory. I'm very philosophical. Anyone else want to be on a hobby farm together?
Hobby farmers, let's go. Let's unite. Let's get our llamas in a row. Or ducks in a row, at least. Hey, Willow, ducks are important.
Yes, ducks are important, aren't they, Willow? Definitely. Ducks are
geese,
super
I'm
cute.
not quite keen on.
No, geese can just stay in the cage.
And the turkeys, you're American, you keep your turkeys.
Just make the cage really big.
Scary, those damn things.
Give the geese just a really big cage.
Yeah, it's right.
Goats, though.
Chickens, ducks, fun. All four. Turkeys,
goats
geese.
Dance.
Goats are funny as.
You've got to dance with them. They're super cool.
They are.
They jump high.
They go catatonic like you do.
They do.
Floppy
They
things.
do, to the side.
They just fall over and flop. It's like a bit like you, Maximus. You go catatonic too. Floppy cat.
Basically, yeah. I'm just letting you know that if anyone wants to know my true religion and my true who am I as an animal? Okay.
What's your spirit animal, honey?
I'm a hippie.
You're a hippie.
But I'm not talking about it.
But you're a goat.
Performing hippie. I'm not talking about those ones that wear all the right things every single day.
Like a uniform, yeah.
And then act a certain way and sprout it. You know, like you've got like people that knock on the door and say, "We would like to introduce you to our religion." Why? You know, like, and an authentic hippie is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I don't sprout it. I just like to do it, but I can't do it in the city. And Australia's made a lot of the hippie things illegal.
They have actually, yeah.
They really have.
Off-grid living, for example.
I remember even as a little girl, like, you know, but then again I was autistic, but, you know, I'm playing at the beach with, you know, building castles with my brother, and, you know, I would just rip off my top. And, you know, Mum didn't care because she's a hippie. She's got that freedom mentality. My mum is a freedom mentality, freedom fighter type person. Although I think she changed. I think she did. But basically, like, you know, she'd be like, oh, but, you know, you've got to wear it, I guess certain areas or certain beaches we maybe went to, and I wasn't aware. And I'm like, why? My brother's wearing exactly the same bottoms as me. Why do I have to wear a top? She says for the boobies. I don't have any. Where are they? I had a good argument, didn't I?
You did.
I had no boobs.
It was very rationalised.
Okay, I had no boobs. No boobs. So I used to rip my top off.
A very autistic trait, though.
So, you know what? I've always been the kid that's run around naked. I had the freedom. My brother used to hate it. I was the autistic up until 10. I was still doing it at 10. I think about 10 it stopped. I would come in from school. Not just the school bag would be dropped at the doorstep, and the shoes and the socks, right? It was everything but the knickers. Everything but the knickers until 10. And my brother was like, this is so embarrassing. What if one of my friends come over? You are so embarrassing.
You're traumatizing him.
Because, you know, I had very mixed family upbringing. I had a very posh nana and a very strict grandfather, Protestant, you know. Like,
on one side.
And it's like, put your clothes on. All of your clothes. And that skirt is too short. The shame was real. And so, you know, it was a mixed bag there. It was a mixed bag.
Very
you know,
conflicting.
They would laugh at my auntie Sue and be like, yeah, she's like extra because of the hippiness. Now, I don't think it's extra, but, you know, their generation and the religion of how they are. And I don't disagree with that side of it too, with religion, and I'm absolutely anti, and I'm going to say it because I don't care. You women that let your daughters wear what they wear, shame on you.
It's exploitation.
You're buying it or you're allowing it to be bought. It is your fault.
Yep.
It's gross.
Protect them in the
you
community.
Should actually teach your children how to dress appropriately for different environments. It's kind of good. So when my grandparents shamed me for wearing just a mini skirt in my 20s, I don't blame them. I've grown up and gone, geez, they were so right. So right. So anyway, but hippie is different to that. That's not about, you know, city's different. It really is. In the country and certain communities. I mean, look at that show.
Well, you can take the girl out of the country, but you can't take
whatever.
the country out of the girl. Same concept.
Going back to Amish.
Yeah, you're watching that recently.
Yeah, you know, that kind of lifestyle I would love. But basically...
And you saw the stress and the conflict around them,
yes.
for the Amish coming into
I
the English world.
I felt it because, you know, I came from that. Like, I have felt nothing but shame being citified. I do. I feel genuine shame in a religious way and also
culturally,
in a hippie way. Like, I am not proud of the things that we all do. But we're all guilty. A bit like, we're all sinners, right? We're all guilty. But I'm just saying, like, the government doesn't allow us. Like, I would give it all up and I'd go back to live in a pure, natural way, in every shape and form. But guess what? I don't have the choice. The government, even if I wasn't on disability and I wasn't...
And you need to be by
hospitals. You know, needing to be by hospitals and I wasn't, you know, whatever. Australia's made it pretty much illegal to live that way.
Or very, very difficult to achieve that.
You'd have to have a lot of money. If you had millions, you could achieve it. And that's not the average Australian.
You've got to be rich to be able to act poor.
Look, we have a lot of rich people in Australia. We have a lot of millionaires, a lot of billionaires.
Per capita,
But that's not all of us. Okay, no. Don't get it wrong.
Very extremes in wealth.
Yes. So you know, you have to be wealthy to have that lifestyle, but that's what I would like.
Well,
it's just dreaming.
It is, but it's a good dream to have. We had a dream.
But I just wanted to share with you that because I find it funny that, and then if you young ones are hearing this, just realize that you might regret rebelling against, and you might be doing it subconsciously. I think I was doing it subconsciously. I never consciously rejected religion or hippie type stuff. Never. I loved it. It was just that I wanted to fit in with the people in the city. That was all. And as an autistic, you always try and fit in extra.
So if you've got thoughts, comments, ideas or suggestions, do leave them below because we'd love to hear your own insights.
Yeah, and your own life history.
Don't forget to give us a like and a big thumbs up.
What history you had or
in that regards,
in relation to this, if it's similar or different and you've noticed a pattern. Whatever.
Patterns. We're very observant of patterns as autistics. Now, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Please engage into the community.
Max, don't
leave a comment or engage with others who are also in our community. There's a lot of really good conversations starting to happen now, so it's really cool. But we'll see you in another episode real soon. Enjoy your Sunday. Hope it's a great day.
He's so beautiful.
He is, isn't he? He's relaxed. He's chill. Willow's over there. He's relaxed. He's chilled. It should be a chill day. It's a little bit overcast.
He's really lapping up this hibernation, this Willow.
Yeah, exactly. It's ridiculous.
Cheeky. All right, say bye, Max.
Bye.
Bye.
See you guys.
See you guys.